Am I going to be on the stream straight away?
Yeah, you are. So you need to type out your announcement, you know?
Yeah, I will. Just give it a minute.
He's a pro Ripley, isn't he? Right, I need to see where all the chat. I've broken everything. Of course, this is me. Oh, and we put up the side. Oh, God. I broke it. I really have already broke the stream. This is of course me doing this.
Is my audio coming through
Can
okay?
you guys hear Tom?
Yeah, I just heard myself.
And it looked relatively in sync. Yeah. We changed everything up again because, you know, that's just us two, really. Tom's just...
Yeah. Basically, like, we wanted to take a few steps forward, and Alex has, like, run a mile, so we're
the
pretty
audio is in front of the video.
ahead of things.
Is that for Tom, yeah?
Well, it wouldn't be for you,
they're
I
on the
hope.
same settings.
There might be a little delay between the video and the...
I have to adjust everything now. Give me a sec. We are currently...
No, apparently it's for you. Your webcam is apparently delayed, Alex.
Oh, hang on.
Which it is, isn't it?
It's delayed by like a second.
100 seconds.
100 seconds. You know. Right, I've almost just delayed you by 18 seconds. If I do like that for me, it will be ever slightly ahead, but you know what? We'll work with it. It is a podcast after all.
Cool.
Hang on, how delayed is my side? Because this was working, by the way, when you tested this. We did actually test this, but yeah. No, guys, seriously, welcome to Flight Sim Weekly. My name's Agent Squash.
Oh, we're starting now? Can we redo that? Sorry. Sorry. Run the tape back.
Thank goodness we don't actually have an intro sequence. I've put everything on. Right.
What is my
Do you want to do it?
Man? Sorry, yeah, I'm getting distracted. Oh my god, what are these curtains? Alright. Welcome back to your Flight Sim Weekly. It's 21st of March, 2021. My name's Tom. Joining me is...
Squash.
Alex. As always.
Yeah, we changed everything up, Bogan. We decided we were going to try and make it work, but it didn't.
Is this part of the podcast or what? Because no one on Spotify has any idea who Bogan is.
No, guys, seriously, if you're joining... I think we need to do that again for Spotify
Yeah,
now.
I think we do need to start again, because we're fucking this up every time.
Right.
Okay, I got this.
We'll do this.
I'm ready. 3. Welcome back to Flight Sim Weekly. It's 21st of March, 2021. My name's Tom. Joining me is Alex, as always.
Hello,
Lots to cover today.
There is? No, seriously, there is. What have we got today? We've got MSFS.
Yeah.
We've got MSFS. A lot of MSFS this week.
Yeah, we've actually got 3 MSFS topics
in a row. Like,
yeah. Well, actually, no, we've got 4, but 3 at the start. So if you're not into MSFS, this might not be the one for you. Although, stick around to the end, and we've got some sales and other things you might be interested in, as well as a revolutionary new add-on released on Sim Market that works on all Sims. So
I'm sorry, that add-on is the best thing.
You know what I'm talking about, but well, we can't give any hints away until we get there. It's revolutionary. You need it.
I'm just still recovering from this morning's landing. If you watch my streams, you'll know that I might put the gear up on final. We're at 10 feet above landing.
My stream do that to me as well, though. When I'm coming into land, they'll say gear, gear, gear when it's already down, and then try and actually get me to bring the gear up.
No,
at, like,
I didn't
2.5
even move it up. They
miles.
didn't even do that to me. The stream would be nice. They were hoping for a butter, and then like, it's just like, I got psyched by the PMDG. I'm blaming it on PMDG. Right, I think we should get started because we've kind of already wasted people's time.
Yeah, we've
already.
messed around. This was definitely our first take at the intro as well, so
Yeah,
yeah. First things, we had some news on MSFS from Mr. Newman. Is that how you say his name?
I think it is. I hope it is. So
about-
Mr. Newman is the head of development at Sobo.
And he was speaking about the Xbox release of Microsoft Flight Simulator. We've heard before that the release for Xbox is expected in summer 2021. And hopefully, unlike a few flight sim devs, that is a pretty
Realistic estimate?
a realistic estimate. I was going to say deadline, but it's not really a deadline. A good estimate. I don't think Microsoft will get something like that wrong. So it's exciting. It may not be exciting directly for people who are already using Microsoft Flight Sim on PC, but it is going to mean there's going to be another little spike in Flight Sim popularity.
They can't connect to VATSIM, these lot.
Welcome anyone joining from the Xbox community, by the way, to the podcast. Good to have you here.
So they can't connect to VATSIM because they can't get on vPilot, which is something which will be interesting. But no, they're anticipating it summer 2021. But one thing he said, and this was in an interview he did with another podcast, I know, very bad, but yeah, he was saying that after Halo Infinite, it's the most anticipated Xbox game for 2021.
That really surprises me.
It does,
Considering
honestly.
It's such a
so
niche. Like, who plays Euro Truck Simulator on an Xbox or Flight Simulator, or like the closest thing you get is like Forza, I would have thought, and stuff like that. And that's not really simming, that's just racing.
I mean,
which is a whole nother genre of
sims.
its own.
Get a lot of driving
I guess
sims,
so.
but yeah.
I feel like simming is still a PC thing. But we're yet to see the any previews of the Xbox version of the game. Well, I say game. Will I get shot for saying that?
It is a game. It is a game, the Xbox version. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You can't call that a simulator.
We haven't seen any previews of the game yet, so we don't know if it's going to be any well,
any good.
I said, any good is the words I'm looking for. But whether it's good or not, I'm not going to use it, so that doesn't really matter to me. But hopefully, it's good enough to attract people to Flight Sim as a whole, and cheap add-ons all round, win-win. We love to see it.
It's the thing that actually, it's not. Firstly, sorry that my dog decided he was going to go on a bark off. Apparently, there's chickens near me now as well. I don't actually know where they are. I just get woken up by them, and I'm like, what? But no, so it's going to bring a lot of people in because on an Xbox, they're somehow going to make it work well, which is because you know how they always have to aim for at least 30 FPS consistently and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're ever going to get that running stable. But the thing is, Newman talks about Google Earth syndrome. Very, very professional name, that.
So, Alex, I ask, what is Google Earth syndrome?
So, when you... is he barking still?
I didn't actually hear the first one, but I heard that came through Discord.
Oh, my goodness. Right, so
Sorry,
basically...
Google Earth syndrome.
Google Earth syndrome, it's basically like... when you first got MSFS, or when Google Earth first added their Flight Simulator, and you went to your house, and you flew over your house a bit, and then you were sort of like, yeah, that's cool. And then you sort of just never did it again. Sort of became a bit overrated.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
mean,
basically what they're fearful of. And basically, Asobo have said that they're trying to develop a love of aviation to keep the community coming back. and the team have, and this is something I found quite interesting. They have said they have made a conscious decision not to dumb down the sim, not to remove functionality, but instead implement assistances to help use that functionality. I mean, I've got to say about the Google Earth thing, he's probably right, because I know my dad. My dad did a world tour in Google Earth Flight Simulator. Exciting life my dad leads, I know. But
It's what lockdown has made
no,
all
this
of
was a
us
few
do.
years ago before
Oh,
there
well,
was any
okay. I'll take it
excuse.
back then.
This was literally because he was bored to death. And so I can sort of see what they mean. That, like, they actually have to, because it's a lot more. The sim does have a lot more to offer. But it's about making it appeal to that mass market, really. But then they say they've not dumbed it down.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, with the new Xbox and PlayStation, well, the next gen hardware, it does seem to be closing the gap to, high-end PCs. So I remain optimistic that they'll be able to enjoy it. And they've got, like, support for, well, actually, hardware-wise, I was wondering, what support do they really have? Most people on the Xbox are just going to be using an Xbox controller, I imagine.
Just
I don't know
plug in your
if you're able
Honeycomb
to.
Bravo into your
Yeah, I
Xbox,
was going to say, I'm not sure
Uh,
if that would work. Um,
But I find it interesting how they say about assistances. And as a controller, assistances have made my life hell, considering I'm basically causing planes to redirect all the time, or do random stuff that you really have no idea what they're doing. And I guess sort of that's the thing. I think a lot of people who dislike assistances have been in an environment where they're not needed. They are actively unhelpful, but then they're not aimed at that environment. If you're using assistances on VATSIM, you probably shouldn't be on VATSIM. You should probably be in FS multiplayer. Um, I guess the thing
yeah.
is, are they actually helpful to an entry-level simmer? I guess the answer to that, well, what do you
I mean,
think, Tom?
I don't really think they're going to be on VATSIM, so it's not really a issue. I'm also hearing that apparently hardware-wise, standardized PC controllers will
I
work
guess
fine on
it
Xbox.
makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think these are going to be the people that are going to be flying on VATSIM all the time
They can't on
necessarily.
Xbox anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly. So they are not unless they come to PC. So they're going to be the people that just want to fly around.
Fly around with your
I can
friends.
certainly see them doing like exploring the world with their friends and doing like group flights online and stuff. Like I've seen some people on Twitch who just came to Flight Sim from Microsoft Flight Sim, and they just jump in the sim and do like long haul flights and fly around in the default aircraft like the A320 and the 747 and stuff. And while it might not be like true simming, it's still like a experience that is good for people to have, and they'll still be buying stuff from the marketplace, which will boost the economy of flight sim, hopefully. But
But
we'll see.
I sort of take issue a bit to say that the sim has not been dumbed down. When
Well, I guess we won't really know until we've seen it. I think there's things that they might struggle to
well, I mean, we're seeing
implement, but
already because I mean, you can't establish on an ILS properly. Like press the ILS button and it just decides to yeet you all over the place. You've also got the fact they can't hold still. They won't have the 320NX, although they might integrate it in. We don't know. I think because they might integrate in all these add-ons because they have said quite clearly that they want to work with the community, and um, perhaps it may work that. But equally, X-Plane 11 has had a holding in the default FMS for years. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, why? And that's
That's a nice
sort of,
silence.
that's no, but like, why have they are saying that they are not dumbing down the sim, but they've dumbed it down the sim. Holding is kind of an important part, you know.
Yeah, I guess so, but they're not people flying on that sim, so they'll live. I don't think it's as big a deal as all that. Will probably get like, I mean, I'm assuming a lot of people on Xbox will be getting it through Game Pass. So if they're going to make any money out of it, they're going to get it from the marketplace. So hopefully they will add support for, developers to put their maybe there won't even be any process involved in getting them on Xbox. It'll just work perfectly. You can just,
Well, they want to
Aerosoft
add it.
should
They
have
want to do
their
it all through
CRJ
the
on release day.
marketplace, don't they?
Yeah. Is the Aerosoft CRJ on the marketplace? I'm pretty sure it is.
It
So will
is.
people on Xbox be able to download that on day one? And then when
I
future aircraft come to the marketplace, then they'll be able to hold if they really want to hold. But I still don't think it's a massive deal. Because like default aircraft in FSX can't hold, default aircraft in P3D can't hold. I don't know if the default
well,
737NX
apparently
plane
they
can
can.
hold.
Apparently the FSX default aircraft can hold,
Yeah, but
but
let's not call the FSX default aircraft good now.
no. I mean,
I
no.
think there's, you can, dumb down in the sense that you can't go into the, you know, files and fiddle around with it as easily, but it will still have a marketplace. It will still be an enjoyable sim, and it will bring more people to flight sim. And if they really, really want to mess around with it more, then they'll get on their mum's laptop and start fiddling with it on there.
On your mum's laptop.
Well, I'm just trying to imagine the typical Xbox user of Flight Sim.
I'm
But,
guessing you don't use Xbox.
well, if I was to pick a side, I'd pick PlayStation.
You heard it here first on Flight Sim Weekly,
But
folks.
yes, there's a big but I would never pick PlayStation or Xbox over PC ever. So that's
Moving
that
swiftly
basically.
on,
Um,
another thing that's come out this week is a report that optimization of Microsoft Flight Simulator for the Xbox edition is actually helping the PC edition. There's a lot of there. I don't know why I forgot the ability to speak. So they're
yeah,
saying already that DirectX 12 support is already on its way alongside the Xbox release. That makes sense because, Xbox supports everything. They might as well have it if they want the best performance. One thing to note, of course, is if you use P3D V5, you've already had that for about a year. Actually, it's a year like next month or something. I don't know when V5 was released.
yeah, it has been a while.
It feels like forever since we got V5. So they're also saying that work on the Xbox edition has helped improve memory management, and that is something that the sim is definitely known for not being able to do.
Well, when you're trying to make something run on shit hardware, it's going to run better on shit hardware, but it's also going to run better on good hardware. So, win-win, right?
I mean, obviously, but I mean, the Xbox isn't that bad hardware. Like,
Well, yeah, we were saying,
they've
but
got
like,
about a 2080 Ti in there.
really?
Yeah, the new Xboxes are so powered, so overpowered for what they're doing.
Maybe I should get one.
No, they have AMD's newest chips in them, and so it's about a
AMD.
1080 Super, 1080 Ti performance. Not even the top end stuff, but it's really good. But I sort of thought when I started MSFS, a lot of you go onto these Facebook groups, and I know how sad I sound saying going onto
No,
these Facebook groups.
I don't like where this is going.
And you hear all these people, and it's just these posts where they say, "Is this PC good enough to run MSFS?"
That's like my chat on a quiet day,
And
and my
then,
Twitch whispers and Discord DMs
it's
every
like
day.
this pre-build. It's a horrible pre-build, and it's got like a really overpriced CP. It's really overpriced in general. It's got last gen everything, and they're basically marketing the hell out of it. But if the sim performance improves on poor hardware, that might actually stop. You know, like it won't be as bad.
Yeah.
And then
So, sorry, do go ahead.
I just feel like, because personally, I feel like there's been the expectation that you could whack open and most games these days in 4K on a reasonable graphics card and get 60 frames. And
Yeah.
then with MSFS, you're like chugging along at 30. I think people almost forgot, like when we started with FSX back in the day, 15 was a good accomplishment. A lot of performance. Guess before the market they're pitching it to is different, but like as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have. I've just screwed myself because I've just got 3 DMs asking whether my PC can run flight sim. So shouldn't have mentioned that.
I like how I got away from all of that. I'll tell
Should
you what,
close
one
my
thing that
DM.
has been causing some dipped FPS. Did you
What's
see
that?
that? Did you see that segue? Did you understand how good that segue
Oh
was? Oh my god, that was embarrassing. We're not on the ball this week, are we? Really not.
no, I'm ready to go. Just
You
just
just
get me
didn't
on
see it coming.
the right topic, and I will go well. But yeah, Aerosoft CRJ released, and it was surprisingly mixed. I kind of thought everyone would love it or everyone would hate it, but there doesn't seem to be anyone in the middle about the Aerosoft CRJ. Some people are saying it's the best aircraft in MSFS, which I mean, doesn't take a huge amount to get that title
Yeah.
at the moment, I realise, but and there's others saying that it has been released way too early, and is extremely buggy. Like well, we noted that Edward the pilot on Twitch, who is a
He's a real
well, there might
CRJ
be a little
pilot.
bit of bias here because they're an Aerosoft beta tester, but
But
I'd
they
hope
are
he'd
also
be
a
an
real
IRL pilot.
pilot.
Yeah, IRL CRJ pilot as well.
Yeah.
Says it's not far off study level.
But then we got
I
Chewie, and I think we need to put
Yeah,
Chewie's
I mean,
tweets up here.
being far off study level doesn't mean like that it's not buggy. Like it can be close to study level and a bit buggy, but Chewy streamed the CRJ March 17th on, when was that, like Thursday?
I don't
Wednesday,
even know what
possibly.
day it is anymore.
Um
No, it was about
and
Wednesday,
he
Thursday,
said,
release day.
yeah, and he said he didn't like the bugs involved with it, and he said, and I quote, "The Aerosoft CRJ has been sorry, that's a misquote. The Aerosoft CRJ has been towed back to the hangar indefinitely for me," which I think is strong to say so quickly. He said this all less than 30 hours after the public release.
Show-stopping
He
bug with random
Yeah.
off-the-chart center of gravity change. The ILS anti-ice bug can be fixed, but Aerosoft are apparently already passing the blame. I do like the comment
Yeah.
underneath on the Twitter, which says cancelled due to maintenance. That's remarkably accurate. Which I just think,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's right to be that critical. I mean, it might be like not ready for release, but to never want to ever fly it again. Well, I realise I'm saying that I'm someone who's actually never flown the P through D CRJ since the first time I flew it, but that's because I didn't really like the aircraft itself, not because of bugs. But I just think that's like the bugs might get fixed, dare I say. Aerosoft,
Aerosoft don't have a reputation for fixing their planes, do they?
yeah, I mean, they're saying that it could be the SDK. and I don't know if we're going to speak about it later, but PMDG was saying that
Oh, we are speaking about PMDG right after
yeah,
this.
but that PMDG was saying there's no limitations to releasing complex airliners anymore, based specifically relating to the SDK, which is interesting.
Yeah,
I
I'd
I
say
won't move on to that until we move on to that. But in terms of the CRJ, I just think it's like yeah,
one of us has got to
don't
go
know.
and buy it now,
I
haven't
mean,
we?
I've watched some streams. I've not flown it myself, but I've watched some people flying it, and to be honest, didn't look that bad.
No, it looked good for
I
MSFS.
and aside from the bugs, everything I've heard about it has been positive. Like the
That's the thing.
features that are working well are correct and
Oh,
working well, and the bugs, from what I've seen, like are a bit weird, but I probably wouldn't call them,
show-stopping? No,
indefinitely
they're
not
not
using
show-stopping.
the aircraft forever. But I can understand Matt's frustration. So
I mean, you're never going to impress everyone with an Aerosoft product, are you? That's us cut
um,
off from any chance of Aerosoft working with us. Uh,
I mean,
no, but like,
I,
I
I
think
so
I
want to
think
give
we
him
should move on to what Robert said. Robert Randazzo. How do you say his name?
Randazzo.
Randazzo. So, PMDG released a forum post on their forums today. Sorry, not today. The other day. And I was
20th of
just
March. That's yesterday.
20th of March. It's actually quite recent.
Yeah.
And
New,
they made this big point about PMDG products for MSFS. You can now see it on the screen. I know, it's like so shocking. I've
unless you're listening
actually
to Spotify, in which case you can imagine it.
imagine it in spirit. So they are saying, where is PMDG? And so they're saying PMDG have confirmed again that they are going to convert their entire lineup to MSFS.
Woohoo! Great news. I love it. Is it free?
My bank account is really excited. They're saying they're building new development tools, shuffling around our entire development process. Basically, this is more PMDG waffle, not porting products in. So they're saying they're going to have all new models, all new text based on what everyone else is doing. So basically,
Fair.
the key thing is, um, they're expecting the 737 to be
NG3,
very late 2021. And they're saying that guidance is a bit softer now, and their work is beginning to accelerate.
which is good to hear.
It's good to hear. But then
I
Aerosoft have directly
too
just
long.
blamed the SDK for half the issues in the CRJ.
I mean, like, if Aerosoft are saying that there's SDK limitations, then I kinda, especially considering a lot of other devs have said that, um, they can't all be lying.
Yeah.
If PMDG aren't facing limitations directly related to the SDK, then good for
Is there
them.
something
But
wrong with
I
the Aerosoft
wouldn't.
development?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. It kind of feels like PMDG are kind of, oh, congratulations, Aerosoft, on releasing your CRJ. However, that excuse is absolute BS about why it was so late. I mean, they're talking to the company who's actually released a product for MSFS,
I mean, the
so
one good thing
I don't
is,
really know why they're. It feels targeted, even though it may not be.
the one good thing is, of course, that in fact, Asobo is working with developers to develop the SDK and to make the sim generally better. This is something that did not happen with the old sim. Like FSX as a sim, way back then, it took about 2-3 years to become a proper sim and everyone to move over from FS 2004. It's a long-term process. It always has been, but perhaps there's been the expectation with modern development cycles this would be quicker. But the way you develop for MSFS is completely different. But the key
Yeah,
thing I'd say is what RSR said about no limitations to releasing complex airliners. Now, PMDG, I found, are always a company that would like to blame anyone else.
Well, I'm surprised they've removed this excuse. They can't use it ever again. But I guess that's a good thing. I can only
PMDG
hope
Spin would
that.
probably find a way to make it work.
Well, I'm only anticipating that at some point late 2021, we're going to get a message saying, "Dear captains, I've just pushed a new beta build to the beta team, and it should be with you shortly." But
And then it will be 3 months later, and then we'll say,
yeah,
I've just pushed
3 months
another.
later, I've just pushed another new build. I'm just about to, assuming that nothing goes wrong. I mean,
Assuming the landing
it's not
gears aren't
foreshadowing,
1 degree off. The good news is, though, moving on from MSFS, thank goodness,
it's time for
777.
TLDR. Oh wait, no, it's
Oh,
not.
no, we're
Sorry.
not there yet. So the 747, 737 are also getting updates with everything they fixed in triple, because this is how PMDG's development works. They fix everything on one plane and they spend months fixing it on all the others. We are really sarcastic about PMDG. They do make good
I mean,
planes.
yeah, but I feel like
They also charge a small country's economy for them.
some people really. I feel like I kind of feel like there's a bit of Aerosoft versus PMDG kind of thing. Like, I'm not really on either of their sides because I think they've both been a bit dodgy at times. But I feel like a lot of the people criticizing Aerosoft are the people who are not sucking up for PMDG, but very big fans of PMDG. Like, I'm not going to name names, but it feels like there's a big divide of people who really don't like it when Aerosoft do anything good.
This is
And
definitely a PR win for Aerosoft, definitely. But I
well,
think the thing is,
yeah,
Aerosoft has always been a more beginner's product. It's never been the expectation that you will buy an Aerosoft product
it's not
and
been
then
as
you will
worth
be
shooting
going
it.
round. You'll be going round saying that your real world procedures all the time. What were you going to say there? I think you were.
I was just going to say, it's so unfair to shoot them down for this CRJ when it's the first airliner that's been properly released
For the
by a major
sim,
developer for
period.
this sim entirely, that it's got a few bugs. And they don't, you may have experienced bugs that other people haven't experienced, and you may have just got unlucky when you're using the aircraft. But I've watched people fly the CRJ in Discord calls. I've watched people stream the CRJ. It just
I've
doesn't
never
seem
seen
worth
Edward so happy in a stream in his life.
it. Don't make me say anything I want to take back later. Yeah, yeah.
Um, One other thing, so obviously PMDG are doing their updates on all their existing products because the ways of the PMDG development cycle. But one thing I did know is they were talking about global flight operations again. If you don't already know what global flight operations is,
Coming late
it's
2019, just FYI.
well, actually, I don't even know how to do a TLDR of global flight operations. It's basically like ACARs and synced
Like something that
liveries.
should be free and very not complicated to implement.
But it's the PMDG quality.
It is. I mean, if it's worth the wait, it's worth the wait. But I have a great feeling in my stomach that it won't be worth the wait.
I'm very glad
Just
that
come from
BA
the
livery, all the BA liveries are free and none of the others are. Well, not none of the others are, but at least the BA liveries are free. You know?
one of them is free.
No, every BA livery for the triple was free, but they're charging for all the others.
Yeah, I mean, to have a paid subscription
For
to
liveries.
a car service and livery seems like. I mean, this better be a good A-car service, because I don't see myself really paying for it, considering it's a. If I think to the FS Labs, if I had to pay for that, I wouldn't pay for that. And that
The
seems like
question
a
is,
relatively
will it
accurate.
beat Hoppy? The answer is no, because Hoppy is already pretty much at the top of the game in terms
Yeah,
of actually
Orbx is pretty
simulating it.
much literally simulates.
The only thing you're going to
everything.
have is a few knobs are in the right place in your plane, and at that point you wonder, are you at the point of diminishing returns? Which is always what we say about PMDG, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but
One thing I am
we keep
excited
our
to
fingers
see,
crossed.
though, is LNAV and the nav data and the flight director updates. Finally, they will be able to hold, and they will hold well. I think there's cockerel going off in my background. If I do
Yeah, I'm not
apologise if you
sure
do.
what that was. I just heard the tail end of that coming through
Yeah.
on Discord.
So they are now preparing in PMDG fashion to roll a test case aeroplane. An LNAV 2.0. Where is that cockerel? I genuinely don't know. I don't know because I don't exactly live near I don't live near many houses, and they're all quite away from my window. So that must be a bloody loud cockerel. Anyway, moving on. So they're updating the flight director. They're updating the LNAV. And they are finally going to make the databases work properly, which I think is.
Excellent.
But did you know you can't actually do an RMP RF procedure? That is to say, basically, those procedures out of Stansted,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that have the fancy turns around a fix.
They're
You
horrible.
can't do those in PMDG. You can
Well,
do
who
them
would
in.
want to do them anyway? In fairness, like,
Well, I mean, they're fine if your nav data supports it, but
yeah, that's weird though. I don't know what. I didn't actually. I did well. I've never tried to do them, so I didn't actually know you couldn't. But that's strange. Why
have you
that's
ever flown out of
a thing.
Stansted on a Claxton 1 Echo?
I have not flown it myself. I don't have any scenery for Stansted, but
Brown the Simulations X-Plane looks amazing. Just going to say that right now. But no, I think it'll be good to finally have the sim working with proper nav procedures that are designed this century. And I guess the whole good thing is, even though it's a PMDG roadmap and it's going to take a while, this is the thing with PMDG. It will always take a while. But I guess because
it'll be
PMDG
alright.
provide updates more frequently than Airbus, so Airbus, FS Labs. I think that sort of shows regards I hold FS Labs in. I think there is going to be that pressure because they are more public facing in their approach to everything. But yeah, I think you were going to say something again and it got cut off, Tom.
No. I was just if I did, I've forgotten. So that's all right. Hopefully, soon.
Soon TM.
Well, I mean, the wait will annoy me, whatever the result, but just hopefully the result is good.
And they have started adding things in that people actually want. I know BAV have requested load features and they got them in the 777. They are actually happening. It isn't actually a complete write-off. There's also the DC6 coming out, and he was mentioning
That's
about.
got its own group of fans, I think, but it's good to know that.
I feel like the
those
people
who
who
enjoy it.
fan over, what's it called?
PMDG.
Yeah, they all have the DC6.
Could just be a coincidence.
And they're saying about the D. So if anyone doesn't know already, RSR owns the DC3. And
in real life.
yeah, and he always goes on about this update has been delayed because I'm filming for a movie.
A busy man.
Yeah,
that's where
PMDG's time goes.
whenever you spend money at PMDG, just know it's filling up the tank of the DC3.
I mean, that makes me feel pretty good about where I'm spending my money. To be fair,
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it makes me feel like I'm funding aviation. But I think it's time to move on to TLDR.
I think so. There's only so much I can say about a PMDG dev update. TLDR. Lemink. I think I'm hoping.
I think I need to put this on screen. Guys, have you...
Released. Sorry. They released CALLSIGN generator. Version 1.0. It currently has one-star review.
Should we read this review? I feel like we should.
Wait, do you actually have to own the product to review it?
No, you
I just want
don't.
to test.
Oh, I'm going to test now.
Oh my goodness, what a poor system. So you can actually review this, even though, okay, that's, yeah, okay.
Right, we're not
You
going to
can
do that
review
live on
products
stream.
without owning them. Um, but this fantastic piece of software,
One
um,
screenshot.
for the low price of €6, which is pretty low in the flight sim world. Like, we complained about the
PMDG.
777 being
Yeah.
7772, $77.72, but this is only €6, so like bargain, and that is only £5 British pound sterling,
My God,
$7
it's a bargain. I need to buy.
US.
But like,
It's the UI just is fantastic.
I mean,
It's for
my
those of you
goodness.
listening on the podcast, it is just like a kind of, it kind of looks like a
It's a
CMD window.
it's a Visual Studio CLR environment.
Oh, is it? Well,
So
I'm
basically,
not a
they
Visual
went into
Studio
C
nerd.
Sharp or some other language, and they've just made it like they've just. I think we tried coding it the other night, and it was like 4 lines of code.
Yeah, I think Sam
We need to do a
Leonard, one of
speed
my
run
mods,
challenge with this.
made one. Yeah, maybe while I'm doing the rest of the podcast, I can see if I can whack one up in Python.
I think we should, you know.
That would distract
So,
me
but
very
it's like, I
heavily.
love the description of it all. It says, "Do
Do
you
you
experience the doubt?"
when
I
not
think you've got
when
it more
you don't know
dramatic.
what call sign should wait? What is this grammar? Do you experience the doubt when you don't know what call sign should you choose on VATSIM or IVAO network? This
Quick
program
PosCon.
will help choosing the CALLSIGN. Call.
This is actually the description, by the way. We're
How
not
does
even
it
joking.
work? The program selects a random call sign with numbers and letters in a correct order. You don't need any specified simulator or an add-on. Example call signs generated using this program, and it's got some example call
They
signs.
didn't even bother to put an airline ICAO in there.
Yeah, so it
That
just gives you the numbers. It doesn't give you the prefix. It's not like you put a route in and it chucks out the
that would
call
be another
sign
2
through that
lines of
route.
code.
Yeah, it
I
just
genuinely think
literally
that
generates. It either does 4 random numbers, 2 random numbers, and 2 random letters, or 2 random numbers followed by 1 random letter. So it doesn't even fit all like formats. But yeah, I mean,
I
revolutionary stuff. I think Katie Pilot took to Twitter to say that she'd be implementing it, or she'd be requesting that her airline in real life implemented this software to help them choose
well, I
their call
mean, I
signs.
was looking at this, and after this, I was drawn the attention that Eurocontrol do actually have a system like this in real life. Like, this is not totally off the record. Like, this is not totally insane. They do genuinely, all the airlines send their flight plans into Eurocontrol, and they ask for call signs. Well, I say all, not all of them. BA hate it. And BA, they basically Eurocontrol have a centralized system where you submit your call sign, you submit
And
your
they may or
routing,
may
and
not
it,
give you back what you want.
yeah, it checks for conflicts.
Sorry, you can't use
Easy is it?
East 69. It's already in use.
It's like VATSIM, but they check for frequency conflicts, they check for similar sounding call signs. Basically anything that's likely to cause a minor incident.
I'm just reading the customer review.
I
Harry left a review and said, I generated a call sign, but it was not the real call sign used on my flight route. I am really not happy at all with this product. Would recommend not to buy at all. Strong words from Harry with the 1-star review.
This is just too comical. Not. It's just.
It's
too
funny
brilliant.
though. I think it's a I think we
He's
all know
charging. This
it's a
person
bit
is
of a
charging.
joke. It's
Yeah.
someone having kind of
It's just too funny.
joking at the fact that how many terrible add-ons are popping up on Sim Market and how
And
you
this
don't
has
need to do
happened since
anything.
MSFS. MSFS.
MSFS, yeah.
I can't word.
It's well, God forbid anyone actually buys this thing, but fair play to Lemming. I think
might buy it on stream.
it's Lem Incorporated.
I think that's what you should do on your 3,000 followers live stream.
Just generate lots of call signs.
Yeah, 12 hours call sign.
Yeah, could be fun.
At this point, you could tell I got really sarcastic when I was writing the titles, by the way, Tom.
Yeah, they are. Alex wrote the lead in for this section of the show,
Uh,
and he said, if you thought PMDG was overpriced, and then just put the link to the call sign generator. So, yeah, Alex, he was in some sort of a mood when he was writing this.
I believe it was after we finished last night's stream. I'll tell you what. Envshade has updated, and I just want to put up this photo because I tried to get some photos, but you know me and being unable to screenshot
Yeah,
planes
so I
properly.
have the audio description for people listening on Spotify. Alex brings up photo of Air France in SkyTeam livery with Envshade applied, beacon light illuminated, landing lights on. Uh, Picture looks okay, though slightly obscured by banner. Uh, yeah, and it's got cool shaders. Do go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta admit the shaders are good. They are bloody good. Like, it's little things. It's so little the difference, but you know,
Good thing.
yeah. I mean, Envshade was already pretty good, but I use Envshade and Reshade in combination with each other. And this update has just made it pretty much look exactly how I'd ever want it to. Like, you're not. The only thing I want now is clouds that look okay.
I still have never used a shading product like this before because, well, I
You
just
know,
haven't bothered really. But I do sometimes. Like I remember some of InfoJam's streams. Shout out to my boy. He uses Reshade, not Envshade, but Reshade, and it just looks so utterly sexy sometimes.
I don't know why I use Envshade and Reshade.
What's the
I
difference?
don't know. I feel like it's a bit over the top. But,
I
you know,
mean,
it looks okay.
pay for Envshade?
Yeah, it was like €6.
Yeah.
Right. I think we could only drag out talking about scenery so
Yes.
much.
Well, this one is actually really exciting. This next one, I'm licking my lips with my
Tom can
um
buy his scenery.
yes, my debit card is ready to be drained with the Orbx March Madness sale. Um, so, unfortunately, those of you who have FSA will be disappointed to know that these discounts cannot be used in conjunction with the
But it's okay because
2.5% off of Flight Sim Association, whatever.
they're better discounts anyway.
Yes, but alas, you can get 50% off global regions from Orbx. This is all from Orbx, by the way. 40% off some airports. I believe some other airports are 30%, but don't hold me to that. This includes partner airports such as
I'd
Juezek.
ripped that out of Orbex's own email, by the way. So
Um, who else is partnered with Orbx? Digital Design now. So if you're looking to get Liverpool, that's on a
do you
good
want
deal.
to buy Liverpool?
Well, I actually already got it, but I got it on Sim Market, which
Yeah.
was a mistake. I should have got it on Orbx. Like,
Juzeki are on there now.
yeah, the new well, I say new Helsinki. I don't know when that came out, but that's on sale. MK Studio stuff is on sale, so if you want to get Keflavik, Dublin, any of those, and if you want regions, you can get 30% off them as well as landscapes, which are what have they got? They've got Barcelona, Honolulu, and I can't remember what the other one is, but doesn't matter. You can look
And
for
they've got all
yourself.
the ones for MSFS as well. Like, there's a lot of those.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're looking to pick up some MSFS scenery, like the London landmarks packs or any of the airports that they've released, I think they've done Newcastle springs to mind. I know that Digital Design Liverpool, if you want to do VFR with the new arrow from Just
Tom's
Flight,
asking for traffic for his sessions.
Liverpool. Yes, I'm actually currently training as a radar controller at Liverpool. So yes, buy Liverpool and fly there, preferably.
Interesting thing is that we've done the
Yeah,
ultimate
free.
crossover. Ultimate crossover is happening next Saturday.
Mhm.
Let's not get kicked out of that Sim UK mentoring by showing the CTS mentors bit on stream. But yes, it's a sweatbox. So, but all next Saturday, it's happening. Tom is like, I'm actually
Sorry,
mental.
I'm just lost in the land of dreaming about scenery. Like, I think I want to get Salzburg, Leon. I don't know how Leon. You know, the bit in
Is
France.
Leon even there?
That is on sale.
Is it actually?
Yeah,
I did not
I
realise
just so
Leon
want
was
to get
actually
it.
on there.
And Nyrita is on sale. That was one that interested me.
Nyrita.
Yeah, Tokyo Nyrita from
I was just going to say
Drizzy Design.
Nyrita.
Is that how you say it?
It's
Narita?
Narita.
Well, yeah, I guess Narita. Okay, I'm not Japanese. I'm gonna say screw you. But these sales, if you want to benefit from them, you're not in too much of a hurry. You've got until March 29th. So that is
We'll remind you next week.
not Monday tomorrow, but yeah, next week. If you're listening on the first day the podcast goes out or listening live next week, then that'll be your last chance to benefit from these sales. I've not bought anything yet, but I'm so about to get Helsinki, Salzburg, Narita, and all the other ones. I need to get OpenLC North America as well. I've been meaning to get that for ages. Now it's just the perfect time.
You see,
Anyway,
I bought all. I'm the opposite. I have too much Orbx at this point.
really?
So I have all of the Truth P3D.
That was a waste. Well, was it?
Well,
I don't
it
know.
looks nice on my sim. I just need to actually fly in it. So that means we might actually
Yeah.
have flying
I mean,
streams.
I was thinking the same. I got to the checkout page of Orbx and I was like, huh, when was the last time I actually opened P3D? And I've got so much scenery that I've not used in ages, but I think part of me doesn't actually want to, well, I do want to fly to those places, but part of me just likes adding the airports to my scenery map and having a more like busy map. I know that's
I
terrible.
want all the
Like,
airports.
it's like collecting like cards and coins and stuff. I just want to get them all. I want to catch them all. Yeah, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, did I just embarrass myself there?
No, you didn't. Tell you what was
Good.
embarrassing. I found out yesterday one of my Twitch mods does not play with ActiveSky. I was
Ban,
like, what?
ban,
It's
ban,
bogan. It's bogan.
bogan, ban. Hashtag ban bogan. Get it trending.
But you
That
know,
What does he use instead?
well,
Or
he used FSX. What's it called?
FSXWX?
Yeah, that one. Um,
Loved it.
but it's okay. It's okay. Because you can buy ActiveSky on sale. I feel like we should be sponsored for this ActiveSky promo at this point.
Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to say the Orbx sale doesn't end the 28th of March, the 29th. I misread that. It's the 28th of March. So this time next week, Orbx sale ends. Active
The ActiveSky sale.
is the Monday after. So next Sunday, Orbx sale ends. The next day after that, the ActiveSky sale ends if you don't yet have ActiveSky. And yeah, as Sam says in the live chat while we're recording this, if you don't use ActiveSky in 2021, then I don't know what to say. It's just so good. Like, if you've not seen it already, there's a video on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ripley. If you go there, there's a video on my YouTube channel about me. Well, it's not about. It's a highlight from one of my streams where we had so much wind shear at Hamburg. It was absolutely unbelievable, and that was all thanks to the crazy, crazy stuff that ActiveSky does.
ActiveSky is like witchcraft. Honestly, it's so good.
It is amazing. And it's got so many fine-tunable settings and debuggy, cool testing things you can do.
Cool.
It's just so much fun. And of course, if you're a P3D user, it's good live weather. And you're going to use it for every single flight. So even if it costs you, I don't know how much it costs now. Like on sale, what does it bring it down to? Probably around like €30, maybe. I feel
Have
like
you actually checked how much the sale was?
Well, I think ActiveSky normally do 30%. Let me check their website.
Yeah.
While you, I was going to say, but that's me. It's 30% off apparently. 30% off. So that brings it to a grand total of €27.99 for P3D and €25.19. Is it cents for euros? It
Yeah,
is,
it
isn't it?
is sense.
€25.19 for X-Plane. ActiveSky Cloud Art, €13.99. And I'm not going to talk about ActiveSky 16 for FSX, but it's
Do people
21.
still fly with FSX at this point? I thought even
I
they
mean,
would have
if you
gone
look
over
on
somewhere
the
else.
Steam stats page or whatever, if you go to your library on Steam,
Yeah.
find Microsoft Flight Simulator. Do I even have it installed? God, this
I
would be.
don't think I have. I think I hid it. That's how much I
I
care.
not have it installed, unfortunately. Microsoft Flight Simulator Steam Edition Community Hub. And I believe on here it actually tells you how many people are in game. So currently, as we record this at 4 minutes to 7 on Sunday evening, there's 2,128 people running Microsoft Flight Simulator Steam Edition on Steam
How
and
many?
online. 2,128.
No, do you have MSFS on Steam?
Oh, good question. Yeah, should I have a look?
Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
So the new Microsoft Flight Simulator Community Hub has. Well, why don't you guess, Alex, and I'll tell you if you're close.
I think
FSX
it's about
2000
20k.
20k.
Yeah,
What were your expectations?
5k,
Bit higher.
8k.
Yeah, 8,437. So that means
That's lower than I thought.
so out of the people playing, hold on, let me do some quick maths here. 8,437 plus 2, was it 2,128? Yeah, is 10,000. So 10,500 people are currently playing a flight simulator. Oh yeah, and that's not including Xbox Game Pass. That's a fair point, actually. So maybe we could roughly double that.
Yeah.
So out of roughly 18,000 people playing Flight Sim right now, this is a very rough estimate, about 10 or 11% of them are playing FSX, but the maths could be wrong depending on.
Watch someone go into the discussion chat on the
I mean, to be
Discord
honest, I
after.
feel like more people use Steam. I feel like the convenience of Steam attracts a lot of people to Steam. People who have Game Pass where they pay £1 a month.
Well, I
like,
have mine through Microsoft Store because I was stupid and yeah, I wanted it exactly at midnight.
Yeah, but most people didn't want it exactly at midnight. But I don't know. Yeah,
Right, moving on.
10% roughly.
Because I don't want the podcast to be
Massive
discredited
tangent.
because of your maths, you know. You're going to love this title I've just put on when you see it. PilotPlus have just released Oxford. And now Oxford is just down the road from our friend.
Just down the road is an understatement. Well,
How far
no.
away are you from it?
From the airports, probably 5 to 10 minutes. I have a radio receiver, and for legal reasons, I definitely don't use it to listen to air traffic control. But if I was to use it to listen to air traffic control, I would be able to hear Oxford ATIS from my garden on a very, very weak receiver.
Oxford Information Alpha.
Literally, exactly like that. Time 1630. Tower radar combined on 127.125 or something. I don't know what the frequency is. I've never been to the airport. Actually, no, that's a lie.
So if you're just looking on the stream right now, in the podcast you won't see this, but here's some very nice photos of it. I want to admit, it does look quite good. I think Katie was flying around in it yesterday.
Yeah, of course. Oxford Airport, home to
London Oxford.
Sorry, London Oxford. It certainly was at one point international airport. It did have some commercial services.
I still can't believe
I've actually
they call it.
flown on a commercial service out of Oxford with an airline called Blue Islands.
Why are they all calling themselves bloody London airports? Like London Southend was bad enough.
London's worst airport.
Yeah, did you know when High Speed 2 is out, they're planning to rename Birmingham Airport into London Birmingham.
My oh my, that would be I mean, I'd almost understand it if Birmingham wasn't a massive city, but Birmingham is literally, it is like the second biggest city in the UK, right? I want to say. What's the population of Birmingham? Population of Birmingham is 1.1 million. Okay, I guess not. What's the population of Manchester? Although now I'm going to go off on a massive tangent about how
We've
great
got time.
Manchester. Manchester's 500,000, but what's the population of Greater Manchester? 2.8
2.8.
million. So what actually is the difference? Like, well, no, actually, I can, it's the city centre. Well, not city centre. I don't know. Like, you know what? I think 1 million people living in Birmingham is still a hell of a lot of people. So for it to not have an airport named after the place where it actually is, I know it's London, Birmingham, but to not be just Birmingham is kind of crazy. Oxford, I don't know what the population of Oxford is. Probably like
It's probably
100,000.
just all uni students half of it, and then tourists the rest.
Yeah, 150,000. That's actually higher than I thought. Although I don't know. How...
I've got to admit, because I went through that. Have you noticed my little title?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have someone who posts. I have someone who posts a lot of photos who helped me with applying to Oxford, and now just posts a load of photos and appears on Instagram a lot.
Yeah.
And
commiserations for any Oxbridge applicants.
everyone from my school who applied to Cambridge got in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
On
This was
that bombshell,
3
I think we
minutes,
should
but
talk about what the scenery actually has in it.
It's so well. It looks really nice from the pictures. Do have a look at them.
So it's ultra realistic interpretation, not just realistic, ultra realistic.
You know what that means? It's more than realistic. It's better than the real thing.
Yeah, full PBR, dynamic rain on the control tower and terminal glass. That is very specific.
Rain. Dynamic rain. What does that even mean? I don't care, but I love it.
I love this. True to life static aircraft. Now this I've got to see. I might buy the scenery purely to see if this is true, because
true to life. So if I go down there and the one in the
we're gonna get a live stream of top
is in real life, I will be requesting a refund for selling me a product which is not as advertised.
We're actually going to do that one Flights and Weekly. Mark my words.
From Oxford Airport.
Yeah. So I'm going to be in the sim. Tom's going to be at Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
After lockdown, we're going to compare this scenery.
It's going to happen. But custom authentic ground lines, markings and asphalts, as well as an updated layout for 2021. They say they are working with airport management. To be honest, I didn't even know there was an updated layout.
Tom, I've just realised I'm going to have to buy Oxford anyway. Because I have a plan for next week's Flights and Weekly, but it needs to be in there.
If you are interested, like Alex, in purchasing Oxford, it is from PilotPlus, and it's available on Orbx. I was about to say
everything these days is, let's be honest.
Is it Orbx Direct? No, yeah, it is Orbx Direct. I keep forgetting if it's Orbx Systems or Orbx Direct. Although it's probably been
$22.99 Aussie dollars.
What's that in?
Well, you can buy it from the PilotPlus web store for $12.49.
$12.49. Bargain. A bargain, I say.
Right, so I've got to admit, guys, I know the camera's broken. We're not fixing it. This is a podcast. The camera's optional.
Camera doesn't matter. You don't need to see us. Yeah, it looks good.
Our guest, unfortunately, he was coming on next week, so I shan't spoil who it is. Hope. Well,
yeah, guest.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very excited for
it. So we are literally dragging out the show.
Well, these next 2 points I have nothing to say on, so don't worry about it.
I think like, yeah. So there's two real things we've got to get through now. Firstly, there's a 737 Classic.
But that I hear you getting happy. You're about to be heavily disappointed when I say the next two words or next 4 words developed by Captain Sim.
Isn't that 3 words?
Well, is Captain Sim one word or two words? You've written it once. The first
What do
time you
they
wrote
even
it
call
without a
themselves?
space,
I
the
need
second
to
time you
check what
wrote
they
it
call
with a
them. No,
space.
it is 2 words.
Yeah, FS Elite did 2 words. I trust FS Elite. Captain Sim are developing a 737 Classic, so great. I'm not going to buy it, I'm afraid. Unless I see something amazing. Um, I just read in the FS Elite comment section, one of my favourite things to read even. Top comment. I'm speculating that the base pack will release for 73.30 USD, with all the expansions fetching another $10 each. The freighter variant may fetch even more, probably at $30, which is
Flight sim pricing in a nutshell.
crazy. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind it if it was good, but the FS, I was about to say the FS Elite. FS Elite don't develop. The Captain Sim 777 is not that great. 757 and 767 not that great. Yeah,
The
that's that.
expectations are high from Thomas
Well,
Rascal.
my expectations are low, but I would like, yeah, I like. I will be disappointed, but not angry or surprised. So that's what I would say about that.
Do you know I'd be surprised if this plane I'm about to show is released? So,
Mm.
Aeroplane Heaven, a name you might have heard before.
Aren't they a name in the X-Plane world?
I think so. They also said they were developing a Concorde for P3D and it never came, and they've just gone complete radio silence on it. So, Aeroplane
I'm
Heaven,
also on
or
a completely unrelated note. I'm just letting you know that I am currently in development of an Airbus A380 for all flight simulators coming summer 2021.
yeah,
Do count.
Flight Sim Weekly exclusive, you know. No, so this company is, I don't know whether to say allegedly at this point. They have
Well, they said
announced
it,
they are
didn't they?
bringing
Yeah,
a
they said it.
Spitfire.
I don't know if you can call it an allegation if it's come out of the CEO's mouth.
And they've released a preview video of the
Oh,
Spitfire,
no.
and they have said that it's going to have animated engine covers, service hatches. What are these? Who's going to notice a service hatch?
Well, I mean, it's good. It's good to know. It actually, from the video, the
It looked
model
quite good
looks
in the video.
really nice.
They had a nice model of Concorde, and then it never came.
I think that's what some people overestimate. They get one part of an air of like development down, and they're like, "Wow, I'm like so ready to do the whole thing."
I'm the next FS Labs.
Like you download Blender, and you're like, "Oh my god, I made a tube! Right, I am now developing an A380." And that's that. But it looks good. It sounds nice. I mean, I've never heard a real. Actually, have I heard a real Spitfire? I think I might have done, but I can't really remember what a Spitfire's meant to sound like. But it sounds decent. Looks decent. Hopefully, it flies well. Probably not one for me, but I'll be interested to see where it goes.
So they say that the Spitfire Mark 1 Alpha and Mark 5 Bravo will be available for release very soon. So in Flight Sim words, that could mean anything.
So we'll update you in 10 years' time.
I think let's just take a look at the chat quickly. Apparently you've got slanted photos.
Yeah, people always complain about this when I'm streaming. Those of you who
We can
don't watch
see it
me and
now.
those of you not watching live or on YouTube will know that behind me, where I'm recording this in the room behind me, there's some pictures on the wall which they just hung like so precariously they always go slanted, and people always tell me that they're off, which is mad. JetBlue 495 for us. I have a question. Do either of you own MSFS 2020? Yes, we both own MSFS 2020.
I reinstalled it
CRJ.
the other day after last week's stream.
Oh, did you? Well,
Yeah.
excellent. I don't own
I have
CRJ.
succumbed to pressure from Bogan.
I don't own CRJ for MSFS, but I do own the FSX version, the P3DV4 version, and the P3DV5 version.
You've given Aerosoft a lot of money there.
Yeah, I mean, and I bought the A320/21 for FSX. and the A318, 19, 20, and 21 for P3D. So, yeah. And all the
Rip Tom's bank account.
and yeah, I don't even want to know. But yeah, my opinions of the CRJ and P3D were that it wasn't a bad aircraft, but it's just I didn't know how to fly it. So
I've just got to ask one
that many
thing.
boats in in Europe.
For those of you watching on YouTube, I got really bored and was totally not procrastinating some schoolwork I've actually got to do. And I redesigned the entire stream again. What do you guys think? You could just drop that in the chat. I think it's time that we end today's episode, though.
Yes, so thank you very much, those of you listening wherever you are, on smart speaker. We're not actually on smart speakers or speakers,
Yeah.
for that matter.
Not yet.
Yet. Thank you to those of you watching on YouTube live, on YouTube not live, hashtag fake fans, Spotify.
Oh, I've got to say this now, right? I said people who I said in a common room discussion, people who don't watch streams live aren't as big as fans of people who watch it live, and then these two people who I know really simp for Technoblade, such as I can't blame them.
I thought you were going to say Technoblade like spoke to you or something.
What Technoblade? He's
Yeah, me and
Yeah.
Technoblade in the DMs.
yeah, you know. No, but they were like, oh my god, people have lives, Alex, and they had a go at me for a good 20 minutes about how I should be more appreciative just because I said it as a joke.
Yeah, I mean, I did a poll on Twitter the other day about how many, well, not the other day, like literally a month ago at this point. I'm going to try and find it while I'm speaking, but I asked how many people
I
watched
put a tweet
streams
out that wasn't
live.
content.
Yeah, how many people watch streams after they're live? So yeah, it got 48 votes, and 58% of people said they only watch live on Twitch. This is, and 42% of people said that they do watch VODs at some point.
I think we need to split out
think
this
it'd be
poll a
hard.
bit more.
But
I also think it is about time we say goodnight.
up. This was a good episode. I was worried that we wouldn't have enough to talk about because
Well, we didn't. We were really stretching it out.
like not a whole lot happened this week. But actually, a lot of this stuff was rather interesting.
Stay tuned for next week.
Thank you very much for listening.
Next week we're going to have a guest on who may or may not be a real pilot. That's the plan anyway. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to listen back to the podcast later, it says if you listen to this on the podcast, it's going to sound really weird, isn't it? But yeah, Tom's in his pose, and I can't hold him in that for any longer. So guys, thank you for listening to Flight Sim Weekly. We will see you next time, next week.
Good night.
Feel like there should be some really dramatic intro sequence there. Outro.
Are we still going?
We are still on YouTube.
Oh,
Guys
okay.
on YouTube, bye bye.